Stampers, this is Dawn from DawnStampingThoughts.net, and today we're going to make this adorable card. The front is really cute, but it's what's inside that makes it even cuter. So look how cute. So it's a spinner card. Don't you love that? And here's another one I made. Super cute. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Let me give you all the measurements of the card. We're using the Peekaboo Peach, and this is cut at 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Then I'm using Festive Birthday designer paper. Got 2 strips here. This piece is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. It's going to layer on the front. Doesn't that look pretty with the Peekaboo Peach? And then this piece is cut at 1 by 4. And then I have another piece of Peekaboo Peach, which is cut at 1 1/4 by 4. And then these are just going to layer right on top. Okay, so let me give you the measurements of the front layer. Whisper White is cut at 3 by 3 1/2. The Peekaboo Peach is cut at 3 1/4 by 3 3/4. And then the Basic Black is cut at 3 1/2 by 4. And those are going to layer for the front. Okay, so then for the inside of the card, I got this idea from Julie, and oh my gosh, I loved her card. She did it slightly different, so I'm making mine into a spinner card. So this piece of Whisper White is cut at 3 3/8 by 9 1/2, and then you're going to score this at 1 inch, 2 3/4, and then 4 1/2. Okay, so it should look like this from the side. Okay, then you're going to need another piece, and this Whisper White is cut at 3 3/8 by 5. Okay, so first we're going to go ahead and stamp. We're going to stamp on our center pieces and then the front. And let me show you the stamp sets we're using. For the flowers and the Happy Day, we're using Perfectly Wrapped, brand new. And then for the spinner part of the card is Hey There Friend, and this is from Scenic Sayings. Okay, so we're using the Basic Black, and then we're using the Peekaboo Peach Classic ink. So first we're going to go ahead and stamp our flowers. So I'm just going to go ahead and stamp this outline flower onto this 3 3/8 by 5 inch piece. And this is going to be the top of the card. Let me show you. So this is this part right here, okay? And then I'm going to stamp the bottom section of the insert for the spinner part. Let's take this flower. It's also from the Perfectly Wrapped. Stamp this with the Peekaboo Peach. Okay, we're going to take this tiny flower, stamp that with the black. Okay, now we're going to stamp on this layer here for the front. Let me grab some scrap. So I'm going to be stamping off here a little bit off of this Whisper White. Okay, I'm kind of leaving a space over here because this is where the greeting's going to go. So now we're going to stamp our greeting. Let me grab another piece of Whisper White, and we're going to stamp Happy Day. Okay, and then we're going to stamp the Hey There Friend. We're going to stamp that twice with the Peekaboo Peach. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and hand cut out these little greetings here, the Hey There Friend. Okay, so I'm going to take the 1 3/4 circle punch. I'm going to punch out the Happy Day. Then the 2-inch punch with the Basic Black. Okay, so now we're just going to go ahead and layer our little front piece here. We're going to pop this piece up with dimensionals. Okay, so now this is the most important part, I think, to this card, is making sure you have really crisp edges that you had scored. You want to burnish them really good with your bone folder. And just like this piece on the 1 inch, the 2 3/4, and the 4 1/2, we're going to burnish these edges really good too. Okay, so now it's time to grab the big shot, so let's do that. Okay, so now we're going to cut a circle using the layer circles. I'm going to get those in a minute, but I'm going to cut through both pieces when it's folded at the 2 3/4 inch. When you're folding this edge should line up perfectly, okay? So keep that in mind when you're folding it. So we're going to cut the center piece here, this pop-up section right here with the circle. Let me grab those. So these are the brand new layering circles, and you might see that I'm layering them on this magnetic board in 4 sections. Now all these sizes coordinate together. So this would be the largest size of the scallop circle. It does layer over top of each other. So every layer of these scallops and the regular circles all layer together. But especially the scallop circles, they don't layer into each other very good, because I think it's the edge of the framelit. But like these circles here, if I can get them positioned perfectly, they could layer together, but it's so much easier just to keep them separated. So just know that these all layer and these all layer together, and then of course they layer on top of each other with the scallops. Okay, so we're going to use the second largest, and I have the measurements back here. So the second largest circle is the 2 11/16 size of the circle. And let me show you how you find the size of your circle. So, because the size of the circle is not actually the size of the framelit. So after you've cut your circle, this is the size of the circle that I just cut out, you're going to fold this in half. And then on your paper trimmer, let me grab that. So on your paper trimmer, you're just going to line this straight edge of the circle once you fold it in half. On your point of your circle, right where it's folded in the center, right on the cutting groove of the trimmer, then you'll just measure it over, and then this shows you that it's 2 11/16. Okay, and I can also send you the little printout, I guess, for all the circles and the squares and the ovals. Okay, so now you're going to take your circle framelit, and you're going to keep this between, of course, the sides of your Whisper White, and then also above the score line, kind of centering it right about there. And then we're just going to go ahead and cut that. Okay, so now this is going to give you your circle. So we're going to put our little spinner in there. Cute. Okay, so now we're going to use this. One of my favorite things lately is this metallic thread. This is the silver, and I'm going to cut a piece and double it. So I'm going to double it. You want it at least wide enough as your Whisper White, but I always like cutting it a little bit longer so I can trim it down after I actually add the spinner part of the card. So you're going to take your thread and double it. Okay, then you're going to flip this section. We'll call this the center section of your card. Flip it over. We're going to grab some glue dots, and I have my paper piercing tool. I'm going to grab a glue dot, and I'm going to put it right onto that score line, right in the center of that circle. Right there. Okay, so now for our, I can't even see it here, the metallic thread, let me lay this on the cardstock. We're going to take our little shapes, and the shape that you put in for your spinner should be symmetrical. So the shape should be the same on both sides. So when it spins, you don't have different shapes going on. So that's why I kind of picked this one, and plus it's really super cute. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take one of my sides. I'm going to put Fast Fuse. That's pretty strong adhesive. I'm going to cover the whole back of this layer. Okay. Now, one thing you're going to notice is you're going to put one of the greetings upside down. So this is the way it looks when it's looking at me, but I'm going to flip it upside down, and I'm going to take my metallic thread. I'm going to position this right in the center of that greeting right there. I'm also going to put some adhesive on this side. Now, since this one is upside down, this one is going to face me right side up. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and pick this up. And like I said, since it's the same shape, it should line up pretty easy. So I'm just going to position them right between my fingers and press down, just like that. Okay, so see, when it spins, it's going to say, hey there, friend, on both ways, the way it spins. Okay, then you're going to take, now this is going to be the bottom of my card. So this is the way the insert's going to sit in my card. So you want to have this, hey friend, facing the right way. So you want this, making sure this is facing the right way. Going to actually probably put it upside down. Put it in the center of that circle and then push it down into that glue dot. Just like that. I'm going to add another glue dot to each one of those. Okay. Then you're just going to go ahead and seal over that score line. And that's the only part you're going to adhere together. So it should sit like this. Okay. Then I'm just going to go ahead and trim off the metallic thread on the edge. Okay. All right, now we're going to go ahead and put this into the card. So I'm going to put adhesive on this 1-inch score line. Okay. Now you're going to fold these over. You're going to put this in the card. And now here's another trick. You're going to put this score line here where it's folded right along this edge, but just a smidgen off of the edge. Hopefully the camera will show up right where I'm putting it. So hopefully that shows up. Can you see that? And then just fold your card over. Taking your bone folder, making sure that gets adhered really good. So there's how it should open up like this, and then you got your spinner. Okay, then this section is going to go right here. So I'm going to put adhesive on that. I'm going to butt this piece right up to that score line, making sure it kind of covers over that 1-inch score line, just like that. Okay, so then to close it, this center part should lay flat. So once you close it, it should automatically go down. Okay. All right, now let's go ahead and decorate the front. I'm going to put dimensionals onto this happy day. I'm just going to put it along the one side. Okay, so now we're going to put more dimensionals on the back side of this. Okay, and then this is going to go on the front. Oh my gosh, I love it. All right, now we're going to go ahead and add some basic rhinestones. More at the edge here. Okay, so then on the finished one, isn't it cute? So the finished one, all I added was some Winkostella to the outline of the black flower on the front and on the inside. Okay, so then here's this one. This is the one using the sweet sugar plum. And then the designer paper is the Playful Palette designer paper stack. But it's the exact same card, just changed up the colors. Okay, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you later.